there are some names that could have probably gotten a shout over him.
All right, so Christian Romero is your mission.
I would add him to the list.
All right, you would add him. Would you take anybody out?
I'll take out Michael Olise. Michael
Olise.
I take out Michael Olise. I think he's a good player. I think he did well for Bayern, but I think they looked out through that Bayern squad and they were like, Charlie, right now Bayern Munich is not as great before. I think he was decent to the Club World Cup in the Champions League in that what's it called, quarterfinal. In those quarterfinal games against Inter, he showed up a bit, but I think a few names could have gotten in there. Let's put the players in there based on merit, based on how good their season. That's why if we look at these 30 nominees, we can give somebody the Ballon d'Or based on put the ball on the floor and let's play. But you're not going to give him the Ballon d'Or because somebody is won probably more than because you can look at Bruno Fernandes consistently year after year. No matter how poor Man United will be, and no matter how frustrating he himself, Bruno, be as a player, he will show up. You understand? And you can't say that you are mentioning 30 players in the world for the last 5 years since he walked into the Premier League. Year after year, you are working, you want to constantly omit Bruno Fernandes. But there are years where he's won nothing. You understand? So the Ballon d'Or, if you want to look at it for player, put the ball on the ground and let's play football. It is not going to be the same as who won the most trophies, who was the most successful, you see the eras have changed, and I think that we just need to find a balance between the two, success and how great individually the player was.
All right, so Winston, the Ballon d'Or is an individual award, even though football is a team sport. Yeah. So there are contrasting opinions when it comes to player performances, and I understand clearly that these are completely subjective. Now, you've seen the list, and when you make a general assessment, are there any players in there that you wouldn't have on your list if you were to compile the Ballon d'Or list? Yeah. And are there any players that you would add?
So I think consensus around the table, if we were to vote, Declan Rice should not be in this list. And this has nothing to do with him playing for Arsenal or whatever. Look, in this list, let me go through something for you, right? In terms of trophies, on this list, Jude Bellingham won 2 trophies last year. Lots of people forget that they won the Super Cup and the Intercontinental Cup at the beginning of the season. A lot of people forget because it was way in the beginning of the season. Jude Bellingham had 2 trophies, Ousmane Dembele 4, Donnarumma 4, Desiree Doué 3. Denzel Dumfries got close to the league. They lost by 1 point. Got to the Champions League final. So I'm guessing. And also in the Serie A, he scored 7 goals as a defender, 2 assists, and kept 5 clean sheets. He probably had the second best defense in the league. So based on that performance and also being in the Champions League final, a player like that can justify why he is there, because you can term it statistically as influential in the team, right? A guy like Serhou Guirassy was the top scorer in the Champions League. He had 14 goals in the Champions League, 5 assists. That's the best of the best against the best of the best. Very influential, was 4th with his team in Dortmund. Without his goals, they do not qualify for the Champions League. That is influence, right? You go to Victor Gyökeres, who had two trophies last year. Erling Haaland had one trophy, or some people say, oh, it's just a community shield. I guess you can say that. But again, this is a player who scored 25 league goals, made sure City qualified in their worst season as top 3. Without his goals, again, City do not make that top 3 because last year they were shambolic. He injured half the season, and still his goals propelled them to that place. That's influence, right? And then you go to Achraf Hakimi, who had 3 trophies. Harry Kane, who had 1, had so many goals and assists. Everybody knows he's even a top 10 Ballon d'Or contender, right? You go to Kvaratskhelia, who had 4. Lewandowski, again, winning the Champions League with Kvaratskhelia. And of course, Lewandowski, who had 3. McAllister, who had 2 trophies last year. 1 for Liverpool, 1 for Argentina, Copa America. Lautaro Martinez, Copa America. Kylian Mbappe had 2 trophies, and also the Pichichi in La Liga, top scorer. Also, what do you call it? One of the best players in La Liga against the very, very best in that season. Scott McTominay is there because he was influential in Napoli winning that Player of the Season. MVP. He's the guy who propelled Napoli to that title. has a trophy to his name. Nuno Mendes had 5 trophies, obviously with Portugal winning the Nations League and all that. Added to him, João Neves as well, 5. Olise with 1, won the league. Cole Palmer with 2. Pedri with 3. Rafinha with 3. Declan Rice, 0. Arsenal finished second, but Arsenal lost the league by 10 points to the person who finished in first place.
Was Declan Rice the best player in Arsenal?
He wasn't the best player, and this is what I'll tell you. No, this is what I'll tell you. Look, aside, I'm going to give Declan Rice his credit for the Madrid game. He has gotten a lot of PR for that game. He was very influential in them beating Madrid and going to the semi-finals where they were knocked out, right? But I remember distinctly, and Arsenal fans, if they are very honest, I remember a lot of times where people were praying that Partey was fit. People were praying. Arsenal fans, Charlie, we need Partey. We need Partey.
But that was for the first leg game.
Why are you praying for Partey to be fit? But you know
that in that first leg game Partey wasn't around. Rice put in a really good.
But let me ask you something. Why are you praying for a player if you can do it without the player? Do you understand?
No, but
I'm not saying I'm not saying he can't do it without the player. I'm not saying they can't do it without it. But if you are the best player in the team, and you constantly have to pray that another player has to be fit, you are clearly not the best player. That's what I'm saying. And look, this example is even my exact reason for Declan Rice not belonging here. Because we are talking about one game. The season wasn't one game. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. The season wasn't one game. How influential was Declan Rice to this Arsenal team as opposed to Thomas Partey or somebody else? You can go through it because the rest of the list, if you look at Fabian Ruiz, 3, Mohamed Salah, goal king, won the league. Virgil van Dijk won the league. Vinicius, 2 trophies. Vitinha, 5 trophies. Florian Wirtz won a trophy with Leverkusen. They won the Super Cup, in the German Super Cup. Lamine Yamal, 3 trophies. He's probably top 3, Ballon d'Or. Declan Rice does not belong in this list. Statistically and influentially, he does not belong here.
Who would you have replace him?
There are so many people. Enzo Fernandes won the Copa America, Club World Cup, and what do you call it? The Conference League. Yeah. Enzo Fernandes had 10 goals, 17 assists. Statistically, this is somebody who should be there over Declan Rice.
Is it solely based on trophies won? Because the team wins the trophy, and this is an individual award.
Yes, the team wins the trophy, but how influential were you on your team? Enzo Fernandes was so influential that Chelsea did not win that Conference League without Enzo Fernandes equalizing.
Okay, let me just... Winston is on the mic, right? Bruno Fernandes, would you have put him in this list?
Would I put Bruno Fernandes in this list? I think individually he was brilliant. I wouldn't have put him here because of the fact that United finished 15th and they didn't win a trophy. If they had won that Europa League, I would put him there.
Portugal. But he won the Nations League.
Portugal.
But he wasn't influential in winning the Nations League.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't influential in winning the Nations League.
And you see...
No, I mean, if you're talking about... I'm not talking about the run-through. Do you get what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the final. The final, was he influential? I remember lots of people were saying, "Where is Bruno Fernandes in the final?" Correct me if I'm wrong. He wasn't influential in the final.
I think he did his bit. He was even the man of the match for me.
For you,
final, yeah. But Nuno Mendes won it. Of course. Nuno Mendes won.
No, so you understand what I'm talking about. You get me? I don't
think Rice has had a bad season.
Oh, I'm not saying he has a bad season, but in comparison to all 29
the names on the list,
he does not belong here.
Based on trophies.
Based on performance and trophies and influence. Listen, I didn't just base it on team performance, right? I based it on what? Team performance and also your influence within. That's why I brought up Guirassy, right? For Guirassy, without his goals, Dortmund did not make that deep run in the Champions League. And we forget that he played against some of the best teams in the Champions. He was in the Champions League performing at a high level. Without his goals, Dortmund did not finish top 4 in their league. He was delivering on that level. You can attribute that to influence, direct influence. Do you get it? Now, that's not to say Declan Rice was a terrible player last season. I'm not going to say that. Do you get me? In his position, I'll probably put him in the top 5 in his position. Probably top 3. Let me even go as high as that. Probably top 3 in his position in the Premier League. But in this list of 30, he does not belong. Statistically, influentially, like in terms of individually, he does not. Because if he was that influential, you should not lose the league to Liverpool by 10 points.
No,
No.
Okay, let me go to Derek. Let me go to Derek. Agogo is boiling, but let me leave him for last.
So the Ballon d'Or 30 man list. We got 9 from PSG, 4 from Barcelona, 3 from Madrid, 3 from Liverpool, 2 from Inter, 2 from Bayern, and the following teams had 1 each: Arsenal, Sporting, City, Napoli, Chelsea, Leverkusen, and Dortmund. That clearly showed you. This clearly shows you how the shape of last season was. I mean, we've seen it from what happened from the leagues that we watched, the tournaments we watched. I mean, this is a clear picture of what happened last season. Virtually what happened. I somewhat agree with the list about 95 to 96%, but with Declan Rice, and maybe people would disagree with me. McAllister, he won trophies. I don't see him being very crucial in these teams that they got the trophies. Correct me if I'm wrong. McAllister is someone. I mean, I would put Bruno Fernandes here.
Okay, sure.
In place of
either McAllister or Rice. I would say personally he did better than them. If you're talking about trophies, whether I like it or not, as to whether he did well in the final or not, his performance throughout the Nations League was superb for the team. So he got a trophy, which is one better than Declan Rice. The league, you were 15th. I was 15. You were second. One Arsenal fan called in and said they got a silver medal. Nobody cares about silver in Premier League. And when you look at their individual records, Bruno Fernandes had 8 goals, 10 assists in the Premier League. 2 finals. Declan Rice does not match this. He doesn't match this in statistics. When it comes to the stats and also when it comes to the trophies or the finals that he played in. So if I'm looking at these numbers and these figures, yes, United finished 15th. I'm not here to do PR for United. Even on my sheet, I wrote United 0. I wanted to talk about that. So I actually went through the list again to check McAllister. I mean, people will argue that he was pivotal in the slots midfield, but if you take McAllister out and you put any of these midfielders, the Gravenberch will do the work. I mean, I don't honestly doubt him, Gravenberch doing the work, just similar to what McAllister does. If you go to Argentina can do without McAllister. God's honest truth. Argentina can do without McAllister.
Are you sure about that?
I am very sure about that.
Who replaces him in that Argentine setup?
Charlie. No, but they played.
No, Derek still has the mic. Who replaces McAllister in Argentina?
They can actually find a way of playing and putting Enzo in his role. And pairing with DePaul and finding a way of playing. I'm saying that they can play without him. Fine. If he's in, good. If he's out, I don't.
If he's in, he allows Enzo Fernandez that free role.
But I have Messi to create for me. I don't really need Enzo up front.
Messi is being used sparingly by Argentina. He doesn't even play all games.
Yeah. Alvarez is there. I mean, they have a wide range of. Martinez is up front. I don't really need.
Yeah, I understand. No, Argentina have even actually played games this season without McAllister. They've played. They've played Paredes. They've played DePaul.
Yeah.
They've played the likes of Thiago Almada. They've played qualifying games. I've watched games where even the game against Brazil where they thrashed Brazil where Cunha scored.
DePaul can do the job.
I think maybe he was not feeling fit. I'm not saying he's not important, but I'm important too.
I'm not saying he's not important too. Like my point is that I'm not saying he's not important. He's important, but I'm saying that they can somewhat do without McAllister and still get the results done.
So you are saying McAllister is not influential enough?
Not influential enough as compared. If you are looking at individual. If he comes to the trophies, he got Premier League and he got what's it called, the Copa America. I'm saying that. When it comes to Liverpool can somewhat do without McAllister.
So you are saying McAllister shouldn't be on the list?
Between top 30, I have my big question on Rice. That's my big number one question. Do you know who plays Rice? And then McAllister maybe. McAllister replacement is what I'm thinking about. But I mean, McAllister maybe. I have my questions on him. I have my questions on McAllister. But then it's fine if he's there. I don't have a problem if he's there. But I just have personal questions on McAllister. I want to see more from him. They have a song that is better than everyone from Argentina, so I want to see him better. But then I mean, City won. Don't worry, next season we are coming back with Ryan Checky.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners are itching to have a say on this, but I have to go to our Google for a proper breakdown of the Ballon d'Or shortlist.
Yeah, so I want to start with my brother's take that Declan Rice don't deserve to be on this list. You see, I'm just saying this. I'm saying this. Last season, Declan Rice was better than Jude Bellingham. Declan Rice was better than McAllister. Some players are in the list. To me, they don't deserve to. Olise.
Michael Olise. But he was arguably Bayern's best player last season.
Then Diaz should also be in the list.
Luis Diaz?
Yeah. Similar numbers. Maybe my brother is saying that Declan Rice don't have a trophy to back his claims. But you see, let's talk about the correct calendar year. Madrid went trophyless. Madrid occurred trophyless. If you are saying treble, we won't add the Super Cup. We won't add the Intercontinental Cup. We won't add it. We will talk about the Copa del Rey, Spanish La Liga, and the Champions League. So correct calendar year. Madrid went trophyless. Let's talk about. We should stop talking about the big teams. Vinicius in the last season we saw Vinicius.
Yeah.
Even numbers bad. Overall play, he was okay. Vinicius, I'll give him 6/10. I love Madrid players, and I know what I'm talking about. Bruno should be in the list. We should ignore the Manchester United factor. Fine, but we are talking about impact, consistency. Bruno should be on the list. You can't be like Declan Rice went trophyless, no trophy to back it. But we are talking about the individual brilliance. It's part of the criteria of the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
And last season he was better than He was better than Jude Bellingham. I love Jude Bellingham, but let's just be real. We should forget about the free kicks overall. PFA even nominated this guy, Declan Rice,
team of the season.
Yes, even the best player. We should stop the Arsenal went trophyless and the free kick. Just go and watch.
But you are saying in the same vein, you are saying Real Madrid went trophyless.
Yeah, but I'm saying that we should talk about the individual performance and stop we should put the team aside. Jude Bellingham calendar year they went trophyless. Someone will back by saying Cup way, Super Cup. But let's be real. Let's be real on this platform and let's be real on this list. I can mention about 4 or 5 players they shouldn't be on this list.
Who are those 4 players?
Oh, if you guys are saying like what my brother is saying that Declan Rice should not be on this list, and you mention of Enzo, come on. But they may pay to form. Last season Enzo was not better than Declan Rice.
How about Moises Caicedo?
Never better. He had a good season. Fine. His standard good season. You can rate him that he performed well, but he was not better than Declan Rice. He won trophies with Conference League. We are going to chat for Caicedo just because of the Club World Cup. We won't even use the word Conference League. And the Club World Cup, fine, he was the 3rd best player. Cool, it makes sense. But we are talking about overall a whole season.
All competitions.
All competitions.
So give me your final list of players you think shouldn't be there. Just name them.
Shouldn't be there. Olise. Bruno should be in this list.
So Olise shouldn't be there. 1.
I was expecting my brother to mention even Caicedo ahead of Enzo Fernandes. Caicedo, and if we are seeing Jude Bellingham.
No, go.
No. We are comparing Enzo and Declan Rice. And I'm saying that Enzo was not better than Declan Rice. If you can mention one player to, let's say, back your point, I think Caicedo was okay. Caicedo was better than Enzo. But you can't mention that Caicedo was better than Declan Rice. But Enzo was never better than Declan Rice. Just because of trophies. Fine.
Okay. So are you trying to tell me that we know better than Effie?
No, but it's always going to be controversial because these things are completely subjective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not based on facts.
But you see, like Michaels is backing his point because Arsenal went trophyless.
No.
We should ignore last season. Declan was the best player in Arsenal.
Let me hear from Winston.
No, I'm not doing that. That's why I mentioned when I said team success, player influence. Influence. Listen,
these are the prerequisites.
Look,
officially.
Look, Declan Rice on his team, and you can Google this, right? On his team, if you Google statistically, right?
Yeah.
Who was the best player on Arsenal? Declan Rice is ranked number 3 behind Thomas Partey. Bukayo Saka before his injury, Thomas Partey. Then Declan Rice. Even on this team. Hold on.
We are talking about the whole season.
Yes, I am talking about the whole season.
Yeah.
Even if you take out Bukayo Saka because he got injured at a certain point in time, you are talking about influential. Declan Rice is not more influential than
last season.
Unless you are talking about maybe the eye test. Maybe to you when you watch it, this is what you see and all that. But statistically, let me bust your mind.
Okay.
Let me bust your mind. Statistically, let me ask you a question. What position does Declan Rice play?
Boss to boss, yeah.
So would that be a DM or a central midfielder? Which one?
A central attacking midfielder.
Fine. Let's go with central attacking midfielder. So when we talk about central attacking midfielder,
not attacking. Yeah, central. Yeah, Odegaard, yeah, central.
So central midfielder. So then if you do that, you're talking about players like Bruno Fernandes, Ryan Gravenberch.
Yeah.
Right. All of them were rated ahead of Declan Rice. Last season,
he
wasn't better than these two.
Rated by who?
Statistically, in every single category. Hold on. That's why I asked you. Look. Based on analysis, based on creativity,
That's a good point, but that's what I'm also driving at. That everybody can also argue that all of the players you've mentioned, Bruno, had better numbers than a player like Pedri, but they were not better than Pedri. If you watch Pedri play football last season, you're thinking he's in the top.
But is it all about statistics?
My
brother.
No, hold on. Let me explain it. Let me explain to you because all of these are across various different statistical categories, and even with Arsenal, right? The player that's listed, if you guys are saying he's a central midfielder,
right? A central midfielder.
If you are saying that, the player that's listed here for performing highly is Martin Odegaard, not Declan Rice.
This shows that you should not focus more on.
Hold on. Do you understand why he's rated there?
Yeah.
You don't understand why.
Yeah.
You don't. In terms of consistent creator, high volume of chances created throughout the season, Declan Rice, you're not going to tell me Declan Rice created more chances than Odegaard.
No,
but there are several factors that are also going to play.
Hold on.
I don't want to use the word flop. But last season, Declan Rice flop past the Arsenal.
No. Odegaard. Odegaard. Sorry. Odegaard.
Listen.
You can't even ask the Arsenal fans.
I asked you a question. I said which position? Because I know Declan Rice can play as a DM. Right?
Yeah.
And can also play as a central midfielder. And you guys chose central midfield. In central midfield, the characteristics of the central midfielder, he does not qualify there.
He does not qualify how?
How?
In terms of the whole entire Premier League, if you are analyzing, he doesn't even make.
But I don't think if you do not qualify, you'll be placed in Premier League team of the season.
Oh, Premier League team of the season is like Nee said, it's subjective.
But it's subjective. But you better be that good.
I test count a lot. Even if you're going for defensive midfielder, I said it was a better defensive midfielder than Declan Rice.
But because Partey played in that role. Partey played in that DM role for Arsenal, not Rice. So you don't want to compare Rice and Caicedo because Rice was not playing that 6 role.
I ask you guys a question. What position does he play?
He plays as the 8, as the central midfielder for their team. Odegaard as the 10, Partey as the 6. It's that simple.
So
if you are going with my brother, we are just using stats. And stats based on stats. Let's just use stats. You see the list. Bruno is better than all the midfielders in this list. If you are going to use stats, yes. If you are going to use stats, but
he's not there.
No,
listen. Let me Winston, you said the prerequisites for the Ballon d'Or nominations. Can you go over them again? Let's see what we are working with.
For Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, the prerequisites. Please get them. But in the meantime, whilst Winston gets that, let me just state for the record that before Ronaldo and Messi started dominating the Ballon d'Or in 2008, starting with Cristiano Ronaldo, in 2007, it was Kaká from Brazil who won. He was then playing for Milan.
Yeah.
Before Kaká, we had Fabio Cannavaro.
Yeah.
In 2006, when Italy won the World Cup, he was our most outstanding player. I don't see any fancy statistics for Fabio Cannavaro.
Yeah.
Before Fabio Cannavaro, we had Ronaldinho. Before that, we had Andriy Shevchenko. And just in 2003, we had Pavel Nedved. If statistics were anything to go by, so I don't necessarily agree with that session that to be influential, you have to have the stats to back you. Look, if we are doing things by statistics purely, Andres Iniesta would never get any credit for Barcelona.
Modric would never.
Because those people don't give you goals and assists, and that's why I'm one of those people who frowns on the fact that everybody pulls out goals and assists.
Okay,
let me even go further back. Michael Owen, we had Luis Figo, Rivaldo, Zinedine Zidane. A player like Zinedine Zidane won't score more than 10 goals a season. But he controls games. He won't give an assist. But he controls games.
That's like Pedri.
You understand what I'm saying?
So smart, I'm telling you the truth.
If these things previously have been parts of the prerequisites when it comes to the Ballon d'Or selection, I think we are getting it all wrong if we are just going to go purely by statistics. For instance.
I don't think we are only doing. We are saying stats alone.
So I think you're 100% right. That's why the eye test is also important, right? That's why it's important. But here's the thing: when you mentioned Andres Iniesta and Xavi, right? Andres Iniesta, even without statistics, and Xavi, you can see that you can say they are influential because they are essential to the way Barcelona play.
But Rice is essential to how Arsenal.
Relax. I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just telling you that he wasn't the best in the Premier League at that. And clearly, Bruno Fernandes. In fact, before I even pulled this up, you all made the argument for Bruno Fernandes, right? No, you hold on. Before I even brought statistics to back what you guys were saying, everybody said Bruno Fernandes. Did you not? Yeah. Everybody did. Yeah. Last year, when you saw Ryan Gravenberch play, did anybody not think he was influential to that Liverpool title?
In the first half of the season, yes. In the second, no.
To the title. I'm not talking about the Champions League.
Say that again,
I said in the first half of the season, yes. In the second half, no. Gravenberch.
Oh,
I said in the first half of the season, he was phenomenal. So in the second half, no, he had a dip.
So he didn't do anything in the second half?
I didn't say he didn't do anything. I said he had a dip.
No, I think it was decent.
No, look at Cole Palmer in the first half of the season. And look at him in the second half of the season. Let's be honest.
I don't agree with that. Even the Cole Palmer argument, because if a player is not scoring, doesn't mean he's not doing something. There are assists and there are other things that he's doing. But anyway, So
I want to finish my point. Yeah, you see, we are talking about trophyless, but we have Dumfries. Called trophyless.
No.
Dumfries.
Don't do that.
Dumfries.
Don't do that.
But we're not talking about trophyless. So that's what you are.
But you said
you are only focused on trophyless.
No. Michael's is like Declan Rice
shouldn't be there because he went trophyless.
Trophyless and influential he was. But to me, I can tell you that last season he was the best player in this Arsenal team. You can ask everybody. Last season, Declan Rice was the best player in this Arsenal team.
To a good extent.
Last season he was better.
So, my question.
At some point, Partey was playing as a right back. You see, he has to invert to come into the middle. About like 15 matches. Partey started as a right back. No, you see.
I'll go. Let's go.
Yeah. You see, last season at some point,
okay. Let's go.
At some point, Partey used to start as a right back, but when the game is ongoing, you invert, making the six building up from back. But Declan Rice was doing everything, everything. Declan Rice, everything. We should just forget about the free kick against Madrid.
If you want to know,
I answered this. Agogo, if you paid attention to me, I answered it. Okay. I told you he has an argument for top 3 in his position in the league. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That does not mean he had a terrible season. You get it? But if you go on tackles, he wasn't number 1. Do you understand? Assists. He wasn't number one.
Goals.
Goal creation, chance creation.
Clearance.
He wasn't goals.
So
all these metrics.
you made mention of Enzo.
Statistically, he wasn't number one in any of these statistical categories. Doesn't mean he played poorly. Do you understand? You understand the difference? But listen, Nia asked me to pull up the prerequisites for Ballon d'Or. Right?
Okay.
Individual performance and decisive impact. Right, which consists of, it says this is a crucial factor looking at the player's raw output, such as goals, assists, and overall influence on the game. It emphasizes not just the stats, but also a player's ability to be a game changer. If I ask you how many times was Declan Rice a game changer last season, you struggle to answer that question.
I can mention like 3 or 4.
And how many times was Bruno Fernandes a game changer?
No, hold on. You said 3 or 4. The season is like what?
38 league matches, Champions League.
League.
But who are at the back of their minds?
You can do that. I don't support Fernandes. I don't support Arsenal. I'll go and watch the Arsenal match because of the work I'm doing.
To answer your question, you can do that for Bruno Fernandes. You can. There are multiple. There's about 8 to 10 games you can say Bruno Fernandes was influential in. You can mention it.
Maybe more.
Maybe even more. You can do that. Right?
The difference is that if you had an Arsenal fan sitting here, we give you the same thing. If you had an Arsenal fan sitting here, you see, I can sit here and say the same for. If you ask me to mention 30 games that Pedri was, and I'll come to Pedri. If you give me 30 games, I should speak for Pedri. I'll be able to do for Yamal. But if you're a Man United fan, you might not be able to do the same for Rice, because you're not tracking who he's playing against Bournemouth, who he's playing. You understand? You can't track. But you can remember clearly what he's done against Real. You can remember clearly what he's done against PSG. You understand? Because those are the major games that you saw from Rice. It's not a team you support.
I want to finish my point. Let's just put the trophy aside. Do you know that EPL, Arsenal was the second best team in the league?
Yeah, true.
Forget someone just
10 points adrift of the champions.
Oh, not me. Still, Arsenal was the second best team. And Declan Rice was playing without Partey at some point. Odegaard, 2 months with Saka. Oh, Charlie, he was the best player.
Yeah, it's true.
Declan Rice. And you see, let me bring the Madrid match. Big stage. That moment.
2 free kicks
against Madrid. Iconic. I can argue with you. Big stage, Champions League.
No, you don't see these things.
Charlie,
these things.
What was he against? What was he against PSG?
In the first leg, did you watch him?
I mean, you are talking about big stages, and I'm just throwing that in.
And he played against with him. Madrid, the face of Champions League.
No, but after that, he went higher, which was a semi-final against Paris Saint-Germain.
Against the champions of
How did he fare?
That's
of course, he played against the. So wait. So, are you going to agree with me that Caicedo and Enzo met, let's say, the so-called best midfielders in the world currently? What happened? So can we say that Caicedo and Enzo are currently better than Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz?
Because they met and Caicedo and Enzo prevailed.
They dominated them.
Well, that's over one match, but the Ballon d'Or, unfortunately, is looking at a period.
I think
not just focusing on one match.
I think Rice was fine. Let's leave Rice alone. It's okay.
Baby, they were all grassy could have.
But he was top scorer.
Champions League top
scorer.
Joint champion.
That's not that from.
And they always need it.
I mean,
no.
When you are playing for Borussia Dortmund, this Dortmund team is not by any means a star team. And Sergio Guirassy is able to score how many goals? 14?
13.
Agogo. It's an achievement that's worthy of mention.
I think it's an achievement. The African player. And you see, apart from Salah, you get a lot of Salah, Hakimi, you get a lot of players from
I'm happy to see him because he's African on the list. And I think nobody scored more. I mean, you are talking about big stages. Nobody scored more than him in the Champions League. I think
joint with Rafinha. So I think he should.
So Nami, the Ballon d'Or is just one tournament. We are talking about the
Ballon d'Or
Champions League.
But you see, Guirassy went trophyless, but joint top scorer.
What was his numbers in the German league?
Yeah.
In the Bundesliga.
He scored his goals?
Yeah, very
it was high.
Decent goals. Yeah,
I think it was in double digits.
Yeah, More than 20 goals.
I mean, when you look at the
20
level Dortmund are at the moment, and he's able to drag the team, because virtually they almost even qualified in the Champions League.
If Hoyland had that, United would be higher.
21 goals in the
21 league goals, 13 Champions League goals. It's not.
That's influence. That's influence.
Yeah, it's
Olise had 12 goals and 16 assists.
That's influence
in
bro.
Bundesliga only.
Yeah.
That's to win the league.
And you see.
Don't mention Olise that.
Okay, Agogo. Which player do you think we left out?
But you
Was left out. Sorry.
Yeah, so
we didn't make the list.
You mentioned Bruno.
Yeah, so I'm seeing Olise, I'm seeing Dumfries, I'm seeing Grassi. I wanted to see Caicedo and Bruno.
Okay, Caicedo and Bruno should have been part of the list. Winston, you were going to say something.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was answering your question, the criteria, right?
Yeah.
I think the second one was team achievement and collective success. Sportsmanship and fair play is the third one. The criteria for the Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you look at team success, Arsenal did not do so well last season in terms of team achievement. So maybe that would also at the end of the day that wouldn't even affect Declan Rice because he's nominated.
All right, but before we just leave this whole Declan Rice conversation, somebody asked on X that why was I think it was Ajo, right? He asked that why is Oblak there? You understand? People tend to forget a lot of time that up until the Champions League so Atleti played in the round of 16. They played against Real Madrid. They lost on penalty. That controversial Julian Alvarez incident. And then in the league, up until the last 5-6 matches of towards the end of the season, up until the last 6 matches of the season, they were one of the contenders to win La Liga.
Yeah.
They went all the way to the Copa del Rey semi-final, where the first leg was 4-4 against Barca, and the second leg, Ferran Torres had to score 1-0 for Barca to play Madrid in the final and Barca to win. So there was a point in the season where around February, March, it looked like Atleti were in for the treble. They were 2-3 points off the top of La Liga. They were in the round of 16 against Real Madrid, and they were in the Copa del Rey semi-final. You understand? It's not even about that for Oblak, but it's just the point linking into the right situation. It's just the point that in the Ballon d'Or, you play as a player, your reputation speaks a lot. See, you can be a player. So people ask, why is Bellingham there? Why is Vinicius there?
Because of branding and PR.
It's not even just the branding and PR. It's about the reputation of the player. What reputation have you built in the previous years before that year that we are ranking or nominating players for the Ballon d'Or? That's why there were big players in the past. There were years where Iniesta, 16-17, Iniesta was in the Ballon d'Or. I think he was in the top 10 and the World 11. World 11, he was there, and a lot of people were like, wow. When are you ever going to see a Sergio Busquets in the World 11? When are you ever going to see a Casemiro in the World 11? He's always been in that midfield trio, won everything. How often are you going to see a Keylor Navas in the World 11? You understand? Sometimes, with these awards, your reputation is a big deal, and I think that Declan Rice has that, right? I mean,
okay, let's narrow it down. I mean, when it comes to top 3 contenders, let me just go around quickly. Top 3 contenders. Let me start from Agogo. Top 3 out of this list, this 30-man squad. Who will be your top 3? Derek, are you ready?
Yeah.
Please go.
Dembele, Yamal, Rafinha.
Dembele,
Yamal, Rafinha. In that order.
Yeah. Yamal and Rafinha. Winston.
You can't sneak in Kopama.
No. Actually, I do expect Kopama to be top 5. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Yes. There's statistics to prove.
What?
This is not even an argument.
Kopama to be what?
Top
no,
5.
but I just want the top 3.
Top 5, but he didn't ask top 5. But at the end of the day, I would put Rafinha over Lamine Yamal. But based on what Prosper just said, I think in terms of the PR, I don't think Rafinha has it. So I think it's Dembele, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha for me.
Yeah.
Prosper.
Ideally, if it's about who I want, that's another question. But who I think will be there. Let me just go with who I think will be there. Who I want to be there, I'm going to put Mo Salah there. Because if I look at what the records he broke, people are forgetting. Doesn't matter if he was eliminated in the round of 16. Rodri was eliminated in the Champions League quarterfinal. He won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
What Salah did last season, to me, if I was going to go with my own top 3, I'll put him there, I'll put Dembele there, and I'll put Rafinha there instead of Yamal.
So the order again.
So no, that is for who I would have wanted. But I'm now going to who would be there. right?
Who do you think will be there?
Objectively, I think that Yamal will be there. I think Rafinha will be there, and I think that Dembele will be there.
So
in which order?
In which rank? I should rank first.
Yeah.
Oh, Lamine Yamal number 1. Then Dembele number 2. Rafinha number 3.
Lamine Yamal
Ah,
number
oh dear girl. If you want to go by who play ball, put the ball on the floor. You play past everybody. If you want to go by who won more, Dembele. I don't think anybody watched football last season and was wowed by Dembele the way they were wowed by Yamal. If you want to go by 2005, Ronaldinho. Barca won the Champions League in 2006, so not 2005. Ronaldinho won the Ballon d'Or. If you want to go by, put the ball on the floor. Let's play football. Produce moments we've seen in the Champions League, we've seen in and around Europe that wow people. People go unbelievable and they're like, look, this is unbelievable. This is the best player in the world. This is the player I want to pay money to watch. It's Yamal. If you want to go by who won more titles, who was more successful and had a decent season, deserves to win it, is Dembele.
All right, fair enough. I go.
Yeah, Dembele for me, Yamal second, Rafinha third.
So Dembele wins it for you.
Yeah,
Who was your first choice?
Dembele.
Winston?
Yeah, Dembele.
And then Lamine
Yamal.
I don't know if Balon will have something to say about it, but quickly let me just pick a couple of phone calls before my producer has prompted me. I need to take a couple of phone calls. And so 0542571061, 0542571061. Please keep those calls coming in. 0542571061. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you're calling from. You have 60 seconds for this submission, please.
Yeah, I'm Eric calling from Lashivizian Farm.
Okay, Eric, please go ahead.
Okay, before I start, I want to tell the Liverpool guy who called and was complaining that why is it that always Arsenal is being discussed. I want to tell him that Arsenal, even though we don't win trophies, we are always in the media space. Okay, the typical example is we have 30 players on the Ballon d'Or. So where did they start from? Wilson did not see anybody but to single out an Arsenal player. That should tell him that Arsenal, we are big and we are better than Liverpool. They've won the league, but nobody is talking about them.
Tell them, bro. Tell them.
That influential complex that they are feeling that they have against Arsenal, they should stop.
Tell them.
Everybody has a show. They cannot dictate to you how you run your show. We love the show when you discuss whether you are doing Arsenal bias or for Arsenal. We love it. Keep it up. You run your show. Okay. It's not the only one who can come and say that Arsenal are not winning. So why are you saying that you're discussing Arsenal? Okay, let's go back to
the Ballon d'Or. Yeah.
First of all, Winston said Declan Rice is not the best player in Arsenal. For the record, last season, Declan Rice is Arsenal player of the season. That's point number 1. It is not his fault that he's part of it. He worked for it. He earned it. That 2 free kicks that he scored against Real Madrid, it beats science. The physics, look at the angles. It's not any ordinary free kick. It's a special free kick.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for the word so sweet.
I say that he cannot score one of them. Even if he scores one, he wins the Ballon d'Or. Now, when it comes to the Premier League team of the season, Rice is there. Premier League fans team of the season, Declan Rice is there. If you go to Opta, that you normally use for analysis, Declan Rice is there. Even the Premier League fans team of the year, it's beloved Caicedo and then Enzo Fernandes are not part of it. So that to tell you that the guy did something. In spite that Arsenal did not win a trophy, it doesn't mean he does not deserve it. He deserves it. Is he going to win the Ballon d'Or? No, I don't think he does. But he deserves to be in that position. Palmer, for where I think he may finish, maybe he's in top 5. Maybe he will be the 29th player.
so 18.
Okay. We are really pressed for time, so please round it up.
He went a whole 4 months without scoring a single goal in the EPL. Has he forgotten that?
He's not a striker. Just so remember.
And he's not right.
But I didn't say that Declan scored goals. I didn't.
Declan Rice is the defensive midfielder.
But nobody mentioned Declan and goals.
If he scores goals, it adds to his profile.
Okay.
That's why if a midfielder scores goals.
Okay. I think your point is well made. We are pressed for time, unfortunately. So Wadud is in the studios. Wadud, please. Let's hear you.
the list there are so many imposters, but I won't get there. Vinicius and Bellingham. They don't deserve to be there. But
are you saying that because you're Barcelona? You're a Barcelona fan?
No, bro, don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
They don't deserve to be there. But another time,
don't do that.
I just want to tell you about. My stance from day one.
I want to know who your top 3 is because we are pressed for time.
Obviously, Lamine Yamal number 1. I don't care about the rest.
Lamine Yamal
number one.
Number 2, Pedri. Number 3, Rafinha.
I made my decision was made during the game against Inter Milan. For even Zidane to sit on a podcast to say he has never seen anything like that for a 17-year-old.
But there's a young player category.
Oh, he has already won it. He won it last year.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and do you think the time is right for him to win it now?
The Ballon d'Or. Why not?
Okay.
If you deserve it, they should give it to you. And I don't think anybody who watched football last season will say Dembele played better or is a better player than Lamine Yamal.
Regardless of the statistics.
See, Barcelona cannot play without Lamine Yamal. He can play without Dembele.
I'm going to move to a point.
And even he showed in the Club World Cup.
Wow.
When for Barcelona, anytime Lamine Yamal is injured or is out, you can see the difference in the team. But with PSG, without Dembele, they were still playing. Bakola was getting chances and was missing it here and there, blah 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 blah. But without Lamine Yamal, you can see there's drop in chances creation. There's drop in beautiful football and all that.
All right, solid.